Hey guys, welcome back to the third video of our Django series. So in this video we'll be talking about the templates in Django. So what are templates actually? So now in our last video we saw how to write a single line on our home page, right? But if you consider the case of an actual site, they will have so many lines, pictures and many stuff like that. So the only way to link such huge amount of content to your site is in the form of HTML, right? So basically you open up a HTML file, you code all that down, and then you can link that to whichever to your home page or to some other page, right? So let's open up VS Code. So in our last video we learned how to write this single line of code as our home page, on our home page. So now let's see how we can link a HTML file to this. So the first thing I need to do is settings.py. So if you go to your main folder, in my case it's Mr. Code, and you scroll down, you can see a variable known as templates, right? So this is what we'll be using to link the HTML file along with our main function. So now let's make a file outside all of this. I can just say new folder, okay, and I can put the name as templates because this will be holding all my templates. All right, so this should be outside Mr. Code and outside unique. All right, so now we should link the path of the templates in this dirs. So basically just link the path. So what I can do is I can do os.path.join. Now where is this located? So now the folder templates is located in my base directory, right? Because it is just inside the main Mr. Code file, like over here. So it's in the base directory, right? Okay, so I can put something like in all caps base dir and then just specify the name of your file. In my case it is templates. You can name like anything you want. So now it's linked, right? Okay, now let's make a HTML file inside the templates folder. I can just press on new file and put this as home.html because whatever we'll put in this HTML file will come on our home page, right? So home.html, let's save this. Okay, so now what do you want to code in this home.html? The first thing is I need the basic code to come, right? So like in any HTML file, if you want to get the basic code, what you can do is you can just press one exclamation mark and it should give you the emit abbreviation, but it is not giving in this case. Let's just leave that for now. We just focus on simple stuff. All right, okay, so now I got an error here saying OS is not defined. Now why is that? Because I did not import OS. All right, you have to import OS, it's super important. So just put on import OS and yeah, it should work. Let me save this and we'll deal with this later. All right, okay, okay, so now in home.html, let's just code a simple thing out, which is gonna be, let's say it's gonna be in h1, or I can just put h1, right? And okay, so now as I mentioned, for the basic code, just put exclamation doc type, so you should get the full code. So just put exclamation. As you can see, it comes as emit abbreviation, right? Just press on that and you will get the entire code. For some reason it was not working some time back. Okay, now we figured that out. So let's change the title from document to my first page. All right. So now in the body, would you want to come in the body? So I can just say h1 here, and then hello, I am learning Django and I am loving it. All right. So let's put this with some exclamation marks, because why not? All right. Okay. Now we set up our HTML file. We specified the directory of the templates folder in our settings.py. But how do you link this with your main function? So if you go back to views, now your function like still returns this default, the single line response that we put in. So we don't want this now. We can just delete this off. So now after return, whenever you put a HTML file, you're supposed to render the file first. So why do you render the file? Because in case your file, let's say, has both dynamic content and static content, you need something to basically to merge them together, right? So that's what render does. So I can just say return render. So now I'll just put request. I will say why I'm doing this, and after request you can put the name of your file, of your HTML file. So in my case it is home.html, right? That's it. So now why did we put request here? So let's say what happens. First thing is, when your viewer or when your user will go into your site, the first thing is our main urls.py will ask to include the urls.py of the unique app, right? So it will go to the urls.py of the unique app. Then from the unique app, it will tell Django to go to views and search for the function homepage, right? So it will go to views now. Now after going to views, now I put request here because we're accepting a request from the user, right? So this is our homepage function. So now this will return and render the request. Now why we put request is because we want to request home.html to give the content to us, right? So we put request comma home.html because we want to request all the content from home.html, right? So therefore the content in this full thing will be called to the function, and therefore this should be shown as your home page. So now let's make it a bit more creative. Let's add a color, body bg color equals, let's say, yellow for now, because why not? Let's save it, and yeah, I guess this should work now. Python manage.py run server. Let's see if this works. And there you go, the server started. Let's hop on to localhost, go to Chrome, and let me go to a new tab, and let me search for localhost. And there you go, we get this page, right? It says hello, I'm learning Django and I am loving it, with the yellow background. So as you can see, this is how you can link your HTML files to your function. So now if you wanted to do a bit more of styling stuff, what you would do is you would make a CSS file, link the CSS file to your HTML file and do stuff like that. But in this series we'll be only looking into Django and how we can use it. All right, so that's it for this video. We learned how to link a HTML file to your function and therefore give it to the user. All right, so yeah, and in the next video we'll learn how to deal with dynamic content. Let's say for example you want to make let's say for example we ask the user for a name and he enters his name, and then we ask the user for his age. So if the age is above 18, we have to print something like you are allowed to vote, and if it's below 18 you are supposed to print something like you are not allowed to vote. So why this is called dynamic content is because you're accepting something from the user, right? Yeah, So in the next video, we'll be we'll be learning how to deal with dynamic content. So that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the series, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.